Today I'm going to show you how to make mango ice cream, and this is a technique I learned with Dr. Doug Graham and his chef at an internship earlier this year, Chef Shari. And this is going to be using the food processor with the S-Blade. And you can also do an ice cream in the blender, which I have done several times before in the Vitamix. But today I'm going to share a technique that I learned with Shari when they made banana ice cream. So I'm going to use different ingredients. I'm going to use mangoes only. And so the reason I'm making it is because today in Colorado in mid-June, it's almost 100 degrees. It's so hot. And I love mangoes. They're available and plentiful right now. And so I thought, let's try an ice cream. This is the first time I've made it this year. And this is the first time I've made it with this technique. So let's see how it goes. What I have are, I cut up about, I could count, but this is probably like 6 to 8 mangoes that I cut up, the Atulfo mango. I cut the sides off. There's a whole technique on my YouTube channel about how to use a glass to get the skin off of the mangoes and peel them. So that's in a different video. So anyway, I have the halves of the mangoes here that I froze on a sheet. I did turn them over after about an hour and a half, and I'm gonna guess it's been about 3 hours that they've been in the freezer. So just kind of chilled, but not completely solid as a rock. Then when I was peeling the mangoes, I have the juice from the seeds of the mangoes that I squeezed off, and then also the edges around the seed, not the skin, but the flesh from the mango. So this is the wet, juicy part of the mango, and this is the fresh part. And we're gonna use both in the food processor. So let me count here. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16. Okay, so it's 8 mangoes. 8 of these Atulfos. I'm not sure how much we're going to use of the wet mixture and the frozen mixture. So what we're going to start with is cutting the frozen pieces because they need to be able to fit through the chute of the top of the food processor. So what I'm going to do is slice them in half lengthwise. Yep, and that's going to fit through just perfect. So I'm going to get those ready because once you start the machine, you want to have all of your frozen bits ready. I'm pretty excited for this because I am not a banana fan at the moment, and for the last several years I have not digested bananas very well. I honestly don't even really care for the taste that much, except for when I'm in the tropics. I do tend to like and digest bananas better in the tropics. So the Cavendish, which we get in the US, it's just not really my favorite, and so I prefer an ice cream without bananas. And so here we go. We have all of our pieces now ready. So what I'm going to do is put in half of the mixture. So I'm going to put in 1 spoonful of the wet mixture, and we're going to see how that goes. I might need more, but I don't want it too wet. So what I'm going to do is just turn it on. And so that's mixing and blending. Now what I'm going to do is going to add some of the frozen. And I'm going to keep adding it until the texture gets kind of creamy. Like an ice cream. So I'm looking for it to get thick. I'm going to add a little bit more of the wet mixture through the top. Let's see if I can squeeze in there. Stop it and see if I can separate some of the clumps. Thing here because it's kind of clumping together. Yeah, but it's getting thick. I like what's happening here. So Again, like I said, this is a total experiment. I may not actually have enough volume in here, and that may be the trouble. So maybe I'm gonna add a little more wet mixture, which now I've used about half of it. And then let's see what happens. Looking better. Yep, looking creamier. Definitely. Ooh, it's looking good. I might have gone a little fast with how quick I put the frozen stuff in, but I also just might not have had enough volume. And I'm liking how it's looking. Looks thick. And I think pretty soon here we're gonna take a taste. I see a couple chunks in there still working around. But it's kind of like swirling around the edges. But that was good I had my hand there because it just flew up to the lid. Oh my gosh. Okay, so I still see a few chunks, which is totally going to be fine. I think we're going to take a taste. Let's see what happens. Oh, can you see like that thickness? Look at that. Nice and thick. I'm not going to... Wow, but still, right? Like it takes a lot to fall off. It's really creamy. It's quite good. You know. It's really good. I'm thinking that I've probably used about 6 mangoes. 5. Probably used about 5 mangoes. So I'm gonna use a little more. What the heck? I guess I'm just gonna finish it because I can eat it tomorrow. Yeah, let's just finish it. So we're gonna put some more wet and then we'll do the frozen slow. I really like the texture. I'm pleased with how this is coming out. I think the key is to go slow. Let each piece kind of integrate in. You can kind of see it jump around. Because I put my hand on top, it created like a little vacuum and it sucked up to the top. It's so funny. Okay, so we're gonna check the texture now and see. Oh, pretty nice. It's so creamy. And you can see the texture. I don't need it to be super, super thick. I actually kind of like this kind of maybe between a sorbet and an ice cream. And then the texture is so nice. It's very creamy. It's not chunky. And I mean, if there's a couple chunks in there, no problem. I'm sure it's going to be delicious, but that's not like my preference to get it to be chunky. I like the smooth. So I'm gonna leave it at that. I'll have a few extra pieces that I'll throw into a container and put in the freezer for the next time. And you can see I have plenty of mangoes to prepare and make this again tomorrow because it's going to be equally hot tomorrow. So have fun with it. Let me know in the comments below what you think and if you give it a try.